What if? One of the biggest questions in basically all of sports, but specifically the NBA, there were so many what ifs in NBA history. So I made this community post, like I said, 16 hours ago, where I asked you guys, comment down below your biggest what ifs in NBA history, and I'm going to be reacting to them in the video. In this picture, we have Kobe on the Hornets, if they didn't trade him, Melo on the Pistons, Kobe and Shaq, Harden on the Thunder, Curry on the Wolves. So we got 65 comments. Shout out to everyone who commented here, and there's a good chance they're going to be in the video. So let's do this. Okay, so make sure to subscribe, like the videos if you like the videos. Really helps out. And let's begin first with Carmelo Anthony. So I pinned this. Shout out to you, Melo. Really appreciate you for joining Mix Nation. So what if Carmelo Anthony had joined the Heat Big Three instead of Bosh? So I don't think this was really possible because Melo was a free agent the year after. But pretend he was. Okay, this is just my opinion, but I'm not exactly sure if that team would really work. Because, you never know, because I don't really think at that time Melo would be willing to take a backseat. And with two superstars already in Dwayne Wade and the best player in the world in LeBron James, that might not be good. That would have been so cool to see. That team would have been stacked, and who knows, that might have worked better. But there's definitely a higher chance of it failing, but there's also a higher chance of it just exceeding what it already did. So I do think that Bosh was I think a really good third option. I don't know if Melo was willing to take that third option role, but still an interesting idea. Next, double-double. What if Linsanity never ended and the Knicks 2011-2012 team's core stayed intact? AKA, what if Jeremy Lin stayed on the Knicks? So, of course, Linsanity, everyone knows that was like a crazy 2 months. And then, Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire came back from injury, and they didn't like the tension that Lin was getting. So, and then Lin got hurt too, which was also bad. So then he signed with the Rockets. That team was so fun to watch. I think they had J.R. Smith. I'm not exactly sure about that one, but this team was so fun. It would have been cool to see them stick together. I don't really think this would impact too much of NBA history, but it just would have been so much fun to see. Next one from Tingus Pingus. One that doesn't get talked about a lot is that what if the Jazz didn't trade Dominique Wilkins? I did not know this one. Let's see the replies. Oh yeah, who is better? I never knew that. They had to trade him because he didn't want to be there, and financially they couldn't keep him if they wanted to keep the team. Oh yeah, okay. But Dominique Wilkins, drafted in 1980s? If they had John Stockton, Dominique Wilkins, and Karl Malone, that would have been so nasty. But I think that this team would have been a lot. Of course, you get a Hall of Famer on your team. And this is definitely, this is probably like my first time seeing this one, but definitely an interesting one. Next from Stuff Space. What if LeBron James went to college? And then there's some, I don't know, not too much football. What if the NBA and ABA never merged? So to talk about what if LeBron went to college, let's think about it. Carmelo would probably go one to the Cavs, which is of course a downgrade, but still a good compensation. I would assume Darko goes 2. I think Dwayne Wade might go 3 to the Nuggets, or it might have been Chris Bosh. No, probably Dwayne Wade. 4, I think Chris Bosh still goes there. So it's basically the Nuggets get Dwayne Wade and the Heat get screwed, but the Cavs get Carmelo instead of LeBron. That's definitely not as good because it's LeBron James, but definitely an interesting one. I think LeBron would have been on the Magic though, which is interesting because they did have those shooters, and there probably still is T-Mac. Okay, I'm not exactly sure the exact time when T-Mac was traded, but if LeBron and T-Mac are on the same team, that would have been nasty. What if the Blazers drafted MJ to pair with Clyde? Oh yeah. I don't really know if MJ would do well with Clyde because they play very similar, but I do think that would have been nasty. Of course, Sam Bowie, one of the biggest busts. It feels sad. It's just sad to see when you're drafted between Akeem and Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know how his fit with Clyde would be, but definitely make them so much of a better team. From Basketball Bros Podcast, he says, what if Nuggets traded Jokic instead of Nurkic? This is an interesting one because Jokic, he didn't break out because Nurkic was technically better at him at that time. But when they realized Jokic's potential, they knew Nurkic did not fit in. They of course ran into the Blazers for, I think, Mason Plumlee, something about that. I think there might have been a couple of picks in it. But if Jokic was on the Blazers, holy cow, Jokic, Dame, CJ, I think that might have won that. No, okay. It's the Warriors what we're talking about, though. Okay, there's so much of a better team. There's no question. You add probably the front runner for MVP now since Embiid is hurt. Because I did a poll. Which way? I'm just kind of curious how it went. Yeah, 21%. Oh, 21% said Jokic. I guess it isn't as good, but yeah. So I think that things would have definitely changed. So okay, these moved around. Next from Sam. What if the Rockets got Jordan with the first overall pick instead of Hakeem? This is a tough one because I think the Rockets are totally fine with taking Hakeem because they won 2 championships. I mean, of course, it's Michael Jordan, but I think a more important word is what if is if they traded what's the other Twin Towers name? The guy with the knee injuries, the other Twin Tower for Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan, the second pick. Or who they would take for the second pick. Definitely an interesting one. I think the Rockets are fine with taking Hakeem, though. Next one from Robert. What if the Chris Paul trade wasn't vetoed? Okay, this is definitely one of the biggest what ifs. I think Kobe's career would have lasted longer because he would have not had that Achilles tear. They might have won a championship if they I don't know. I mean, they probably get Dwight still. Chris Paul, Kobe would be so perfect. I mean, their egos might clash though. So you never know about that. But definitely an interesting one. Yeah, I think that the Lakers probably could have won another chip. Next one from Double Double. What if the Lakers' young core stayed together? Julius Randle, Lonzo, B.I., Russell, and Jordan Clarkson. Okay, so if they get their young core, do they get LeBron and Anthony Davis? Okay, but this team just not doing AD and LeBron. Lonzo, he's been so much better. Jordan Clarkson, 6th Man of the Year. D'Lo, he is a bit overrated, but still an amazing player. Julius Randle, All-Star. Brandon Ingram, All-Star caliber. Definitely an amazing and young team. I mean, you would, of course, rather probably have LeBron, AD, Schroeder, Trez, what they have now. But that crazy. I mean, these were good picks from the Lakers. I mean, I think their drafting has been really good, but because of the Lakers and they had LeBron, they had to go all in. I mean, they traded Alonzo B.I. for AD. Clarkson for Isaiah Thomas, which was... I mean, I know a lot of people say that was a bad trade, but that was to free up cap space for LeBron James. And would you rather have LeBron James or Jordan Clarkson? Yeah. D'Lo for Kyle Kuzma. I mean, he has been really good this season. I mean, I think, yeah, they should have kept Russell. And then Randall, I don't know exactly how the Pelicans got him. I think it might have been, he was drafted in 2014, 4-year contract. He left in 2018, got that 1-year deal, signed with the Knicks. Yeah, so definitely an interesting what if. Okay, from Iconic Space. What if D Rose never got hurt? Yeah, that's just so sad to think of. The Bulls might win a chip. D Rose is a Hall of Famer, maybe even some more MVPs. I think he would have won a chip. What happens if the Nuggets don't trade Mitchell and Rudy? But mostly Mitchell because Gobert would have messed up the Joker's development. Yeah. If they kept Mitchell, let's see the reply. Murray, Mitchell, MPJ, Jokic, Rudy. Okay. That's just nasty. That's pure nasty. I mean, I'm sure they're fine with trading Gobert, like he said, to mess up Jokic's development. And then you have Jokic, Gobert, and Nurkic. And then I think Mitchell would have been such a perfect fit. That third star. Yeah, the Nuggets messed up on that one, but at least they're still a good team. Okay, next one from Luke. What if Lonzo immediately led up to his expectations starting in his rookie year? You can match this with the Lakers' young core by double-double. Okay, I don't think it really impacts too much. I mean, they probably still get LeBron. They might not have to give up an extra first-round pick for Anthony Davis because Lonzo's more valuable. But thanks for giving it, Luke. Okay, next one, Lil Petey, underrated what if. What if the Rockets got Jordan, Hakeem, and Clyde? Because in 1985, the Blazers offered the second pick in Clyde, but the Rockets said no. Yeah, that's the other Twin Tower guy. Oh, Ralph Sampson. That's his name. Ralph Sampson. There we go. I know AM Hoops made a video about him, but I think that would have been so good. I mean, Clyde and Jordan's fit is questionable, but just this pure talent is insane. Alright, so what if Chris Paul didn't get injured? Western Game 6 Western Conference Finals. They win the chip. They beat the Warriors. They no doubt beat the Warriors if if Chris Paul doesn't get injured. I think they would have beat the Cavs. James Harden and Chris Paul are champions. Chris Paul never gets traded. James Harden probably never gets traded. So yeah, we saw that one. What if the Hornets never traded Kobe away? Okay, so I do think that... Alright, let's think about it. Kobe wanted to be in a big market, and that's not Charlotte. So they would probably still trade him. Maybe, I think Mike Zimmer did a what if, and I think Kobe stayed on the Hornets for 2 years to increase his value, but he requested a trade, and he got traded to the Celtics. Places like still the Lakers, though I don't know if they have the assets anymore, if they know how good Kobe will be. Maybe the Celtics, maybe the Bulls, the Heat, maybe something like that. But it's definitely tough to say who they would trade him for, if they would even keep him. What if the Pacers didn't trade Kawhi? Well, of course you team up Paul George and Kawhi. George Hill stays on the Spurs. Okay, let's think about it. The Pacers probably beat the Heat? I don't think so, but I think that they might have a chance to beat one of the Cavs teams. They did have Kyrie Irving. Okay, it's tough to say, but... Okay, the Spurs don't win the 2014 championship. I'm pretty sure I'm confident about that one. I think the Heat might have won it, or even the... What else was there? There's the Grizzlies made the conference finals. I think Russ was injured in 2014, but that's definitely an interesting one. From No Pasta, what if Dirk joined the Lakers with Kobe being Bryant? Oh yeah, so this is I think he was offered max money to join the Lakers, but he took a $20 million paycheck to less money to the Mavericks to sign Chandler Parsons. So yeah, that was definitely a mistake, of course, but I think that would have been interesting. I'm not exactly sure what year it is, but if it was in 2009 and then they probably still get Powell, I think that's a championship team. Dirk and Kobe would be so nasty. You can just give it to anyone. I think they would have meshed very well. Definitely an interesting one. Next from Alex Caruso. What if Alex Caruso got drafted? Well, that team immediately becomes a title contender. Every team messed up not drafting them. The Lakers, they knew what they were doing, signing AC Fresh. Definitely one of the biggest in NBA history. Next, what if the Blazers drafted MJ to pair it? Oh, okay, we already did that one. What if Harden never got traded? What if Harden never shaved his beard? He would be James Softon. Yeah, nice one, double. So I do think that, I don't really think they would work because, okay. Harden would probably be off the bench because you can't have that much firepower at one time. It's tough to say because in Brooklyn, it has been working, but Russ is so much more ball dominant than Kyrie Irving. So I do think that they do have a shot at winning the championship. I think Harden would probably be on a different team after his contract ends because I don't think he wants to be a sixth man. Definitely an interesting. Next one from Tingus Pingus. What if the Mavericks kept Steve Nash? Yeah, they just messed up. They thought they didn't want to pay him. I think they didn't think he would be any better. I think on the JJ Redick podcast, he knew, yeah, that was my biggest mistake. They would have probably been so much better because it's Steve Nash, an MVP level guy. Okay, what if the Nets didn't trade me from Dame Dollar? I think they traded him for Gerald Wallace, Gerald Wallace for a pick, and that pick became Damian Lillard. Him on the Nets, that would have been nasty. Okay, a Rob. Oh, we got a lot. Okay. What if Derrick Rose never got injured? Yeah, they probably won a chip. What if the Thunder didn't sign Kendrick Perkins and sign James Harden so the big three stayed together? I think they could have won one chip, but I don't think it would have impacted like the overall future because I don't think this team would really work. What if Insanity never ended? That would have been cool. What if the Pistons took Carmelo, D Wade, or Chris Bosh over Darko? Yeah, they probably have an extended. They probably win a couple more chips with Carmelo instead of Darko. Definitely would be a lot better team. What if the Kings took Klay Thompson and Damian Lillard over Thomas Robinson and Ben McLemore? Well, a lot of things would change. I mean, the Kings are just not good at drafting. What if Kawhi didn't lead the Raptors? I think that they could have won a chip. I am a Lakers fan. I'm not biased though. I think that Raptors team would have gone to 7 games against the Lakers because just Kawhi, he's so good. I mean, Kyle Lowry, the leader, Pascal. I don't think he's a first option. I do think he's an amazing second option. Then you have OG breaking out, Norman Powell breaking out, Chris Boucher, not Chris Boucher yet. Definitely an interesting one. What if Kobe and Shaq never split? Could have probably won 2 more championships, 1 more championship. Definitely would have been probably a dynasty. What if the Hornets kept Kobe? He would probably still be traded to a big market. What if any of the first 12 teams? I'm not sure what that was. What if LeBron decided to play football? I don't think he would have done that. What if the Blazers took MJ over Sam Bowie? Definitely would have changed a lot because I mean I don't know how the fit with Clyde is. Like I said, but definitely interesting one. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the other ones because we've talked about the other ones. But yeah, thank you, Arav, for giving me the what ifs. What if Bill Walton never got hurt? I mean, he was an MVP. Definitely would have been interesting because he was just so good in his prime. I think that maybe they could have won another championship. I'm not exactly sure about that one. What if Bam and Goran Dragic didn't get injured in last year's finals? It went to 6 games without them, so then you know what I'm talking about. I still do think that the Lakers win. I mean, it's tough to say, but I just think that the Lakers would have still won. Yeah, thanks for the pin, no problem. What if Kawhi stayed in Toronto? I think he would have made the finals. Probably would have won a chip. Maybe there's a possibility. I do think he would have signed like a 2-year deal to enter 2021 free agency again, but I think that would have been so much better for his career. Okay, what if Melo was drafted by the Pistons? Yeah, would have extended their dynasty, or just probably would have won another championship. What if Melo was on the Pistons? Yeah. What if LeBron went to New York? This is a tough one. I mean, it matters if they sign anyone else because maybe they signed Dwayne Wade and LeBron. I mean, they got, of course, Stoudemire. I don't think Stoudemire and LeBron. I mean, that would have been interesting because it's LeBron James. But yeah, LeBron would have helped the Knicks tremendously. Yeah. Next one from Jackson. What if Andrew Wiggins lived up to the hype? Oof, oh man, he would have been so good. He just has all the talent in the world, but just didn't put in the effort, didn't lead to wins in Minnesota. In the Wolves, he's been a lot better. What if Chris Paul didn't get injured? They won a championship. What if Damian Lillard signed a deal with Netflix instead of Hulu? Well, I mean, Hulu probably still has live sports and it's probably still a lifestyle, but definitely changes Damian Lillard's whole career. What if D Rose never got hurt or would have won a championship? What if LeBron went to college, goes to the Magic, maybe pair up with T-Mac? What if the Cavs didn't pick Anthony Bennett and instead took Giannis Antetokounmpo? That would have been an interesting one. I mean, Giannis probably took a couple years to develop, and they'll probably label him a bust at first, but I mean, if he develops into what he is in like 2018, Kyrie, okay. I don't know if they probably still get Kevin Love. Giannis, Kevin Love, Kyrie, LeBron. Curry to the Bucks or Bogut. Oh, that would have been an interesting one. Kobe and Shaq probably could have won more championships. And me and Jokic and Jamal are going to be the best trio soon. Yeah, that offensive league is going to be deadly. Okay, I went through all of them. That's a big dub. Okay, so thank you guys for putting your thoughts. Comment down below. What was the biggest what if in NBA history? Subscribe, like, appreciate all of you guys. Be on the lookout for another community post, and I'll see you on next time.